Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico.
Don't call everybody. This man is NPP now. He called it to Obi people. You see what is happening here? I won't take this. He called it to Obi people. This colonel is NPP person now. You call it to Obi people. Stop that, please, Dino. You did, Dino. Stop that. I'm taking a lot from you here. What is what? Why are you always calling me?
Very quickly, I just want
hello there.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Politico. Godfather,
share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and I can tell you this, yeah, it is going to be an interesting one. So share the broadcast, like, subscribe, and then sit back. It be like say this week now violence, whatever you want to call it week, it's not gonna be easy. And trust me, we haven't even started. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. If you are watching Maiyegun on a big screen, big TV, how is my head? Is it like half of your TV? Weird. I go talk. Don't let us waste much time. So, good evening to you, or good morning to you, and good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. Again, this is Maiyegun live. I bet that you have read the caption of the broadcast. You've read the description of the broadcast as well, have you? Don't worry, I'll take you through them. Now, the rider for this broadcast is what happened yesterday. And what was that? Yesterday, a TV station called or invited presidential candidates for what they called a town hall debate, where ideas, policies of the candidates can possibly be shared with the audience, and people can ask direct questions from them. And that's exactly what happened. But the two giant candidates of PDP and APC, they didn't show up. However, the number one of the ruling party in Nigeria, Tinubu, didn't show up either. Atiku didn't show up, but he sent his deputy or his vice or his running mate. I think that's the right word. His running mate. Usually, Tinubu will send Shitima. Now, when Tinubu sent Shitima to what they term as probably like professional outing or anything that is out of their control, Shitima can undo that. But the first outing of Shitima, it was a disaster. I mean, you know what happened. So since then, they have stopped sending him anywhere. In fact, from what we heard, he was asked, could you go and represent Asiwaju at that debate? And the guy outrightly rejected and said, no. Dan Boroba, now, like, no. You shake it, that stuff. Anyway, it's just a gist. They didn't show up, but they put up a kind of public press release, okay, to tell people why Tinubu didn't show up. But somehow, I can say it's a saving grace for him, because what happened there yesterday, I'll share some of them with you. I don't think Kolu and his group will likely recover from it, because the whole thing could quickly go south. While the rest of them are tearing themselves apart at the town hall presidential debate, where Dino Melaye, Keneri Dino, attempted to bite Peter Obi. Even Peter Obi was ready to jump out of his chair and punch him. It was like that. But we'll get to that. Why did Kolu not show up in this presidential debate? This is their reason. Let me see if I still have that clip. I think I do. I'll read it out because it's so tiny. Okay. So according to them, the reason why Asiwaju did not show up for, what would you call it? For the presidential debate is simply because, according to them, in fact, it is better I actually read this back to you. Give me a sec. So, they said the APC presidential candidate in the forthcoming 2023 presidential election, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, did not attend the presidential debates organized by Arise TV on Sunday, November 6, 2022, for the following reasons. Firstly, many radio and TV networks in Nigeria have indicated interest to host such debates, and out of deference to other TV and radio stations, our candidate will not be making selective appearances in some networks, whilst ignoring others. As president of Nigeria, by the special grace of God, he intends to treat all persons and businesses fairly and equally. Write this one. Said, secondly, The busy and hectic campaign schedules of Asiwaju Tinubu will not permit him to honor all such invitation by different radio and TV networks. Hence, our decisions for him not to start with one TV stations and later ignore others. Thirdly, our candidate had long before now realized the importance of speaking directly to Nigerians, and shortly after unfolding his action plan as president, embarked on town hall meetings, beginning with his interaction with the business community and other stakeholders in Kano, followed by the town hall meeting and presentation by blah, 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 blah. Lastly, out of profound respect for Nigerians, we urge all our party structures and supporters, blah, 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 blah. You don't really want to, probably some of you have seen it. So, because a lot of people want to interview Asiwaju, and they don't want to make it look like they prefer one TV station than the others. So that is why he didn't attend. But you know, say na Tinubu get a TVC, Abi? And you know that TVC is the official campaign television for Tinubu. But while they said he was so busy and they didn't want to give some people a chance to talk to him, or be part of their program and not honor the others, blah, 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 Alaye was somewhere enjoying the night where he's possibly meeting with structures. We say we took care, but it's just so you know why he's not there. It was somewhere at somebody's 80th birthday in Abuja. While that was going on, which I believe you probably feel like, thank God I no go there. Even Tambua, the man that with a wicked called betrayer, even said I to Tinubu at the party where Dino was busy trying to hit Peter Obi. Hang on. Saying hi to Asiwaju there. However, let's go back to where the town hall event actually took place. Like I said, Atiku served no show. So he sent Okowa. In their debate hall, the first set of people who started the violence were according to those who were there, the Peter Obi supporters and Kwakwanso supporters. And what was their grouse? They won't let Okowa sit there as a presidential candidate. Doesn't make any sense. I don't even know why they didn't bring Shore in. But you know what it is? Now, them. Abi? It would have been interesting anyway. But nevertheless, the violence started just like any other.
We don't want only presidential candidate. We want presidential candidate. Presidential candidate. Only presidential candidate. That's what we want. Only we want presidential candidate. Sit down, look at the presidential candidate only. Whoever is the president, no. We are Nigerians. No.
We know 1 second fiddle. Ladies and gentlemen, they calm down. Hold on for a minute. Abati told them that Atiku was on his way. That Okowa is just going to sit for a minute or two just to fill in the seat because they're about to go live. So then they begged them, I beg, calm down. Hang on.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's like that kind of, we no go agree or we no go agree. Calm down, hold on, listen. But you see this woman in red, this lady in red, she just won't have it.
Let them talk to Nigerians. Stop doing these things. Please. You tell us that the ticket is won, yet Osibajo cannot act in Buhari. Yet you tell us that the ticket is won. No, you shouldn't continue this. This should not continue. And Peter Obi should not speak at this thing. I tell you, sir.
Hang on. I think somehow I'm having an issue with my clips. I couldn't really pick them up from here. Can you still hear me, by the way? Can you still hear me? I'll check, okay? But give me a sec. I will be back. Just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
We can only say one thing. Thank you. Thank you within a very short period of time. That this hall is filled up of hope and filled up of certain future. Hope is now renewed. Confidence is back. Head is here. Prosperity is with the farmers and they are all here. A promising future that is greater than gold and diamond is in the heart of the subject matter of today. It is only with a feel healthy body, feel stomach, without hunger, that can dig the soil to earn gold and silver and diamond. It is only a healthy body that can make even one barrel of oil. You are the fisherman, you are the corn grower, you are the yam tuber producers, you are the heart of agriculture and heart of the prosperity and sustainer of peace, stability, and joy of our country. Thank you very, very, very much. I hereby promise you, farmers, I've had quite eloquently and richly a very, very thoughtful and fundamental paper from Atiku Abubakar. He spoke our heart. He spoke to the technical stability of the national objective of our party. Not only that his speech rendered my own is here. Irrelevant, but germane and stronger in its objective and promises. Please give credit to Atiku Abubakar. He comprehensively treated the subject matter. What is still there? What is there to harm? Is the hope. Hope assured.
On behalf of my colleagues, the Integrity Governance that are here, I stand here today to say thank you to the people, to the government and people of Benue State for receiving us and entertaining us. Benue is not just a food basket, but everything you can talk about in life, entertainment and all kinds of things. And I tell my brother Governor Ortom want to say, Governor Ortom, what we came here today to do is to give him solidarity, support for tomorrow's campaign. To tell the people of Benue, we are with Governor Ortom. There's nothing to hide about it. You may like us, you may hate us. It doesn't matter. We are with Governor Ortom. And you see, if you look at us here, the way we are, people have tried to see how they can break us. You cannot. We are bonded to save Nigeria. That's how we are bonded. I was talking with my brother, Governor Suswan. You know, we are not together. We are different groups. Governor Suswan. So you want me to tell you lies? Forget all the jokes here. We're not with him. Governor Suswan is different. We are different. So see, we are joking. They are drinking. He knows when we live here, we go and plot. He will go and plot, but we will unplot them at the end of the day. So now we are winning them. He should join us. Because as they pay them, it is sweet us. And as it is sweet us, they pay them. Ortom said, I gave 25 vehicles. It's not correct. I want to disprove him. When we came out to run for presidency, we were prepared. We were prepared. We thought we were won. So we didn't want to do the way what they are doing now. We were prepared. But since they denied us, we said all those vehicles, send it to those people that supported us. That's what we did. It's not as if I bought, no. Our team, these governors and other people we had, put themselves together and say, look, we cannot say we want to run for governor but for presidency. We must show we are serious. If you watch that day, we took over everywhere. Is it not correct? All those vehicles you are seeing that day was our vehicle. So we say, listen, what are we going to do with it? We will give to taxi bus drivers. Send it to the states that give us enormous support. It's the only place you have life. These people, we have life. There are people dead. Nothing. Abamoro, I was in the same school with you. That's not true. We are council chairman. Was not true. You're a senator. I'm a governor. You don't give this people. Let one people not chop alone. That's why people say, Yendeba. No be so.
What do you call it? Just packed up. So I don't think we'll be able to do the program tonight. Sorry, I have to use my phone, by the way. So it is that bad. I've used everything. I've had to restart my system, put on hold a few things, but it's actually that bad that I'm trying to figure out what could be wrong. Let me first check if you can actually hear me, because so that it doesn't keep looking like you know what I mean. So I don't know what's going on. So it says something about my my software that is my broadcasting software not connecting, right? So let's see. Let's see if something has changed. Give me a sec, please. Okay. So let's hope that that's it possibly working. Okay. I'm going to try now. Okay. Just give me a sec. I'm so sorry. So let's try. Right. Finally. Once again, I am so sorry for that interruption. I don't know what happened. It just took over my entire system here. Okay. So if you can still hear me loud and clear, please let me know before we get fully into this whole thing. We were trying to pick on the water that was going on there, and we're getting into it before the system started acting up. I couldn't hear myself, and I should be hearing myself so that I can know that everything is fine. Then suddenly my entire system just like, so let me see let me see if you, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear before we continue. Did you see the difference between using a phone with you know, all these lights and using a proper camera, which is what oh dear, man, I'm seeing the picture now. It's so bad. Now, thank you so much for your patience and for hanging on why that happened. So where were we? We were at a point when the people were rejecting Okowa. Now, why should Okowa be sitting there where presidential candidate sat? Then Okowa said, well, the organizers permitted me to come and sit down here because we told them that Waziri is not around. That's Atiku, which is true. Okay, it's not in Nigeria. He wasn't in Nigeria then. He arrived that night, which is last night. So let's go back to where the water started from. That was when they were introducing, you know, the candidates to the podium, which all started like this.
We want presidential candidate. Presidential candidate. Only presidential candidate. That's what we want. Only we want presidential candidate. From Makinde of Oyo. Sit down. Look at the presidential candidate only. Whoever is the president. No. We are Nigerians. No. We don't
want second fiddle. We want the presidential candidate. Go and bring your presidential candidate. Where is Atiku? Oh, where, you know, that stuff. Anyway, but this lady, she's like fire.
Let them talk to Nigerians. Stop doing these things. Please. You tell us that the ticket is won, yet Sibajo cannot act in Buhari. Yet you tell us that the ticket is won. No, you shouldn't continue this. They should not continue. And Peter Obi should not speak like this thing. I tell you, sir. You cannot disrespect us in this manner.
You get so that lady is obedient. And she was like, this is so disrespectful, right? Obi is leading millions of us, and you disrespect him this way by mingling him or matching him with a second fiddle, blah, 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 blah. But you know, say Dino don't arrive Nigeria before Atiku came back, yeah? Luckily, they called him because he had a question. I mean, he has a question. Listen to this.
My question this evening is to former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi. And the question is straightforward. With the uncoordinated security network among the security agencies today, and the lack of proper coordination between the office of the president and the vice president, do you, as presidential candidate of Labour Party, believe that the office of the president and vice president is one and same or not? Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's a town hall meeting. Mr. Peter Obi, I see that you want to take that first. Mr. Peter Obi, candidate of the Labour Party.
The office of the president and the office of the vice president is not the same. There's a commander-in-chief. The button stops at somebody's desk. He can, of course, delegate that power. That is why when the president travels, we talk about transition. The vice president cannot is not commander-in-chief. In terms of coordination, they should work as a family. They should work together. But as president and commander-in-chief, the decision and the buck stops on my desk. I will be responsible to Nigerians. That team, my vice president.
Quiet in the hall, please.
That team, my vice president will be working very closely with me. That even the constitution have areas where he delegated the vice president to head. It didn't say he's commander-in-chief. So I'll be in charge. And I will not.
Please, no noise from the hall.
But that notwithstanding, everybody in government, like the Governor Okowa has said, has to work as a family. A family doesn't mean that you don't have a head. A family.
So, well, it seems that Dino was not satisfied. So he started throwing jibes and all of that from the audience. Now, so Obi was like, "Oh, make them leave us know with me to see this reaction." They now said Obi lost it.
Don't call everybody. This man is NPP now. He called it to Obi people. You see what is happening here? I won't take this. He called it to Obi people. This colonel is NPP person now. You call it to Obi people. Stop that, please, Dino. You did, Dino. Stop that. I'm taking a lot from you here. What is what? Why are you always calling me?
Very quickly.
So that confrontation, according to Dino, is too threatening. And Dino has been shaken since yesterday. To get Dino back to normal, it will need Peter Obi's apology. I'm talking about the drama of yesterday. The one that Akolu run away from. Do you understand? So Dino, when he got back to his hotel, he couldn't sleep. Peter Obi pointed at me. You know that kind of feeling like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Obedient, they are targeting me. Obi needs to apologize to him. He put out a video. Watch this.
Fellow countrymen and women, I am doing this video just to clarify the outburst by Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party yesterday. It was not provoked. I was sitting far opposite the top seat where they were sitting. I didn't mention his name. And I was really surprised to see that type of outburst from a presidential candidate. Is that the type of president he's going to make? Just taking on people and showing unpresidential characteristics? The way he acted yesterday was very, he rather called me out because there was no way I didn't do anything. I didn't call his name. Where I was sitting, there's nothing I would have said that Obi would have heard. And there was nothing. I didn't do anything. So that outburst is unwarranted, very unpresidential, unacceptable of a leader. A leader must be matured. One who wants to govern this country must be accommodating, must have a lot of patience, must have perseverance. These are basic characteristics of leadership anywhere in the world. You want to be president of Nigeria and you are reacting in such a manner in public. This one will slap ADC for office as president. So I want to clear the air that there was nothing, I didn't do anything to him. He was so provoked and so carried away by the performance of Governor Okowa that he was saying that somebody outside is from ANPP. Does that make any sense? Is there any party like ANPP in Nigeria today? ANPP collapsed in 2014 when they all amalgamated and met together to form APC. But he was so disorganized, so disoriented that he was saying that the person out there is from ANPP. Is there any party like ANPP in Nigeria today? Next time when you want to go for a debate, be as calm as Governor Okowa, be as calm as the PDP vice presidential candidate. But that was very unpresidential, and I deserve, a serious apology. Thank you very much.
I hear you, Jared. Dino. He has to apologize to you. Look at how he's shaking, eh? A whole Dino. Presidential candidates, Peter Obi. Every Peter Obi won't fall on top of him. So he's crying out for help. I hope he gets the help he needs as soon as possible. Because he's with Mr. Unifier, Atiku, that cannot unify, is already thorn PDP. But I'll come to that. Okowa also did a bit of a dry cleaning job by taking Obi and Kwakwanso to the cleaners. That is so easy for all of you. You can come out and say PDP is this, PDP is that. But nevertheless, all of you, the two of you, until probably June or May this year, you are still PDP. No kuna de fear God though. Now go and talk that one after they allowed him to, to speak.
Aware that the PDP is strong in all the 6 geopolitical zones, very strong, and strong in all states. That is a statement of fact, and we are busy campaigning to Nigerians based on our manifesto and the credibility of the persons who are on the ticket of the party. Secondly, as of the last time I checked, in 2019, I'm sure, Peter Obi was vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar. He said he paid a lot of glowing tributes to Atiku Abubakar. And as of the last time I checked, up to May 24th, 2022, he was still an aspirant under the PDP. So he cannot claim to be strange to the PDP or strange to the past. It is wrong to present that kind of situation to Nigerians. I think it's important that we begin to address issues the way they were. As for my brother, Dr. Rabi Kwakwanso, I thank you for your comments. But at the last time that I checked, apart from little issues that we're having in Kano, you are still in the PDP and a leader of the PDP. And you have been part of the PDP. Are you not telling Nigerians that you contributed to the destruction that you claim is happening in this nation? So many good things came in from the PDP. 1999 to 2007. Let's take note of that. It's important that we educate Nigerians.
Thank you. Well, now, before...
man, politician know if he die well. That guy where they talk is the governor of Delta State. That is the 3rd richest state in Nigeria by allocation. 3rd or 2nd? I think 3rd. But in that state, oil-rich Delta, pensioners are unpaid. Years of unpaid pension is completing, is on his 8th year as governor. Are you with me? And well, maybe I should just skip that because it's PDP, Abi. So he's reminding them of 1999. Fair enough. The what do you call it? The Agbado master that is also waiting in the wing. It's even worse off. I'll come back to that of Atiku. And then you have heard about the PDP what do they call them? They have a name for them. I think they call them PDP 5 or PDP Super 5. You heard a part of that conversation earlier where Wike was talking. There is more from where that came from, by the way. So Kolu didn't attend all of that. I have told you that the campaign technique of Tinubu is this. Very simple and straightforward. Okay? It is called basement campaign, strategy. BCS. If you see anywhere where they with code BCS, basement campaign strategy, Tinubu is not going to any TV station. Forget it. Tinubu is not coming to any debate or any town hall, whatever. It's never going to be part of any of that. It's going to be involved in the things he set out. Sure you get. His team are going to choose the audience is going to meet. They are going to work behind the scene and ensure that everything is controlled by them. Anything outside that, you can continue to dream of. If you think you will see Tinubu live on anywhere, that is different from his platform, whether TV, radio, newspaper, or campaign, whatever, you can wait forever because you have no idea. Okay. Now, what Tinubu said in his statement was that if you want to see me, I can give you some privilege. You can come and see me. I'll give you time when I have time. But I don't have time for all of you because he needs to dictate the direction of his own power chase. And some of you have not been paying attention. No. Today, 24 hours after what happened yesterday, Tinubu and his team, they put together a program. Tinubu is going to meet with farmers. Farmers will make money. Abi, your food, your lunch is not going to be imported. What are you going to eat? Cassava, agbado, and the rest. That's exactly why he's meeting with farmers today. Just a quick throwback.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
It is smoke Igbo. It is taking them.
So, finally, they have to arrange Kolu to meet farmers. So, the journey took them to Niger State, the place where half of the state is currently being controlled by terrorists as we speak. So where they are going to have all the 50 million youths and none like that. So it landed in Minna today. You see that? Anyway, the first message to the farmers is that hope is here. Money is here. I don't even know, but not really so inspiring anyway.
Hope is now renewed. Confidence is back. Help is here. Prosperity is with the farmers, and they are all here. A promising future that is greater than gold and diamonds is in the heart of the subject matter of today.
So do you want to hear the subject matter? How the farmers are going to make money? Tifnumbu's agro, blah, 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 policy. If you are not going to be bored, okay, I'm going to say, listen to this. The first part, by the way.
We can only say one thing. Thank you. Thank you within a very short period of time. That this hall is filled up of hope, and filled up of certain future. Hope is now renewed. Confidence is back. Head is here. Prosperity is with the farmers, and they are all here. A promising future that is greater than gold and diamonds is in the heart of the subject matter of today. It is only with a feel healthy body, feel stomach, without hunger, that can dig the soil to earn gold and silver and diamonds. It is only a healthy body that can make even one barrel of oil. You are the fishermen, you are the corn grower, you are the young tuber producers, you are the heart of agriculture and heart of the prosperity and sustainer of peace, stability, and joy of our country. Thank you very, very, very much. I hereby promise you, farmers, eloquently and richly a very, very thoughtful and fundamental paper from Atiku Abubakar. He spoke our heart. He spoke to the technical stability of the national objective of our party. Not only that his speech rendered my own is here irrelevant, but germane and stronger in its objective and promises. Please give credit to Atiku Abubakar.
I know, it's so noisy, isn't it? And it was saying things there that they don't really make any sense other than just buzzword. Or am I just the only person who saw that? Eh? I know. Lagos, you see this Lagos Abobakus. There is something about them. Are you with me? You know that every time that Tinubu case pops up here, right? It is actually not in your favor. Okay? But you will still turn up, Sha. You will still join us. Only to come here, to come and what? To make yourself sad or what? Then you begin to act like, as usual, irrational in the comments and all that. Eh? What were you expecting? What are you expecting, so to say, when you join Maiyegun live, where he's talking politics? Eh? To become to surprisingly see some praise singing award. Anyway, that's just by the way, because you know one thing, talking about violence here and there. How many of you remember when Ortom said this about Atiku? How many?
Our presidential candidate profiled, and it will appear to me that he is working with Makinde, because that is the same language that Makinde were saying about me. I have never profiled any Fulani man. I have always qualified anytime I call Fulanis. These are Fulanis from Niger, from Mali, from Senegal, from Mauritania, from Libya, from Chad, who have come together and say they will take over our country to become their own. And that is why they have displaced our people. And who on earth will say I should not say that? I am the governor of Benue State. More than 2 million people are IDPs. And why should I not talk about those who are my enemies and are killing my people? I remain committed. And whatever I have done, whether the law, whatever we're doing in the state, is fully with the support of Benue people. I have their consent. I have the backing of House of Assembly. I have the backing of National Assembly, who are from Benue State. And nobody has the right to profile me and make me look bad before the Fulanis. I have no problem. I have Fulanis in my government. And I have never sent any Fulani man away from Benue State. All that I say is that we have a law in place. Let everybody be law-abiding and respected. When this thing came up, on my own, these are things that I attempted to avoid. I had sent a chat message to the presidential candidate, our presidential candidate, telling him that he was unfair to me when he made those remarks in Kaduna. And I told him I needed an unreserved apology from him. And the following morning, he chatted back and accepted that what was said was not accurate. But all the same, he sincerely apologized to me. But when I started seeing this agitation coming from back home and other parts of the country, I also challenged him that please get your media aid to refute this, to send this apology to the media so that people will understand what it is. These are things that I was trying to avoid. And unfortunately,
anyway, like you said, unfortunately, things don't go from bad to worse, and from worse to scatter. Talking about violence. In PDP, I have said this before, and I've been seeing that people have been repeating that out there too. In fact, I have seen some media platforms in Nigeria confirming this as well today. In PDP, the moment Wike lost out in the whole power play, he quickly put to action his other team in the boat that, listen, for what we know, you see, whatever Buhari has done to the southern Nigeria, it will be a child's play to what Atiku would do. Even though all this is just for their own political survival, right? But Wike is not alone. You know, he's second the richest state in Nigeria with revenue as well as allocation, right? So he has a lot of money to play with. Not like Benue, not like Oyo, not like Abia, not like Enugu. If you compare them. So, but he found these guys as friends. But there are some level of confusion as well. Not so confusing, though. I have said it on this platform that with a Wike, when Wike, Makinde, Ikpeazu, Ugwuanyi, as well as Ortom, when they traveled to London this year after the PDP convention, right? And they met with, and Wike confirmed, they said, I met with Tinubu and his team. I met with Peter Obi and his team. And I also met with Atiku and his team. Immediately after that convention, where Wike was able to float another intrusive agenda, which is kind of, the death knell for Atiku. Because, PDP, Abi, why is he meeting with other people? He became a free agent afterward. Then they were demanding that Ayu, the party chairman, should go. You know the story, Abi. Now, let's cut it short. The complication here is this. Ortom is not going for any... Ortom is doing his second term. Wike is doing his second term. Ugwuanyi is doing his second term. Ikpeazu is doing his second term. Makinde is just doing his first term. Like, what could that thing be that made Makinde fitting into with a Wike's agenda, one kind of political mystery that you are likely going to learn of later. But talking about the agenda, because they dealt with Goodluck Jonathan in 2014, 2015. But the difference then that when Atiku, Saraki, Dino, and the rest of them, and Kwakwanso, when they did what they did with the new PDP then, they left PDP to challenge it, right? But with the Wike, it's like, we are not going to leave. We'll remain here and we'll scatter everything, especially to stop Atiku. That's the agenda. But when they wanted to destroy Jonathan then, those who later became new PDP, in their demand, they asked Jonathan to remove the party chairman. Fair enough, they were in government, but now they are not. So Wike has been the only one who has had enough resources to change the party chairman after PDP lost 7 years ago, okay? So, Ayu has to go, Wike said. But Atiku and gang, they know that it's not about Ayu. It is about Atiku. And Wike is saying that no, it's not about Atiku. It's about Ayu. We need to be sitting together on that decision-making table for that person who's going to be the president of Nigeria as a party. But Atiku knows. No, it's not about Ayu. It is about me. Now they are no longer, Atiku said he's moved on. Where Wike has appointed 200,000 personal assistants on polling units to ensure that no one single vote like this will drop for Atiku. It's a big thing. Today is in the news. Wike said there must never be any Atiku's poster in Rivers State. Seyi Makinde has also said that if you want to post any PDP poster, if there's any of them with Atiku's picture, do not put my picture there. And if you have my picture on your poster, do not put Atiku there. And something is spreading, right? Today in Rivers State, people who dared Wike, they were shot, macheted, and some of them are currently in critical conditions right now in Port Harcourt. So while in Benue, they are solidifying their union. They are now called G5. Remember new PDP, but now they are called G5. The disgruntled Southern PDP governors who are not going to support Atiku. So when Wike, Seyi Makinde, Ortom, Ikpeazu, as well as Ugwuanyi, when they met with Tinubu, Obi, and Atiku in London, they settled. This is what we heard, though. Wike and Seyi Makinde, they settled for Tinubu. Ugwuanyi, Ikpeazu, and Ortom, according to the report out there, they sluggishly adopted Obi. So the G5 in their bond are also splitted into two, which they can say is not true, okay? Because if you see what happened in Benue today, or Markudi today, you are likely going to agree that it is not true they have any issue. Are you with me? But something also happened when Ortom became so happy. He gave automatic citizenship to these 4, plus himself 5. These are the G5 of PDP. So these are the new citizens of Benue, according to Ortom. Now, the way they have shared their arrangement is that Seyi Makinde on the left is supporting Tinubu. Wike on the left is supporting Tinubu. Ortom in the middle is supporting Obi. Ikpeazu on the far right, is supporting Obi. Ugwuanyi of Enugu is also supporting Obi. Which one be Ugwuanyi? Which one be Ikpeazu? They look so similar to me, right? So because of this, Wike gave some money to Benue to support Benue PDP under Ortom to win election there and make sure that no single vote is dropped for Atiku. So in between, be like say Tinubu, Obi, and Atiku in that order, according to Ortom, to hell with Atiku.
We are plucked by Fulani herdsmen. And they sent him a message to tell me that as long as I maintain the prohibition of open grazing, they will continue to do this. Another man's hand was chopped. He's still in the teaching hospital. You can go there and see him. And you want me to be celebrating Fulani men? To hell with Atiku and any other Fulani man who says I should make this. And any man supporting Atiku here and all that is an enemy. I want this to be known. As long as I'm governor, and except my people tell me that, look, withdraw from this. If you want to be slaves to the Fulani men, you can go there and be slaves. I can never be a slave. It's better I die than be a slave to any Fulani. What are we talking about? More than 36 people were massacred.
Wala never come like this. Just like Okowa. You see that guy talking. His name is Ortom. That is the governor of Benue State. He is also a failure personified. Nigeria context, right? He is a failure personified because he is also owing pensioners, he is owing workers, and his own states. Even though, what can you really do if you are under the attacks of murderers? Murderers that are protected by states, the federal government of Nigeria. So some people are now saying that so far the economic activities of Benue people have been destroyed by the incessant attacks from the Fulani terrorists. Are you with me? So that has contributed to the downward spiral, because Benue used to be the food basket of Nigeria. That's what they call themselves, food basket of Nigeria. They grow a lot of food from Benue. Most of those farm settlements and farms have been destroyed. Most of those farmers, sadly, are now refugees for those who are not dead. Others have probably moved away, far away from their farms because of these attacks. So Ortom has this kind of comfort, should I say, a solace that he kind of always get from his people for identifying with them in the face of the federal government, Fulani-led government of Nigeria, the profiling and the targets on the states, which they say is not going to stop. They are just counting days for Ortom. And for Ortom, they will kill him the moment he has no immunity anymore. They promised him that. So Ortom has PTSD about what the Fulani terrorists have done in Benue State. So looking at Atiku, defending them, or warning him, it's never going to go down well. And in his friends, in Wike, Makinde, and the rest, he has friends he can trust. Wike gave him money, right? They gave him cars, okay? And he made him, made him a promise that whatever it's going to take, you will keep Benue. They are trying to fight for their political survivors, ladies and gentlemen, but they say they are doing it for the southern Nigeria because they don't want us to be slaves. Really? Okay. Listen to Benue. Mind you, Ayu is from Benue. Okay. So on this occasion that Wike, Seyi Makinde, and the rest are now Benue people, honorary Benue citizens. They have named the street, the road that lead to the PDP chairman, Ayu, the road that lead to Ayu's house in Benue State. They have now renamed the road Wike's highway, or Wike's avenue, or Wike's road. So in thankfulness, he said, we are standing with Benue people. Meanwhile, he's maybe both. He's standing with Ortom, his friend. They need Benue to stop Atiku. And from what happened in 2019, Atiku scored 11 million votes, Abi. From that 11 million votes, ladies and gentlemen, 7 million of that came from southern Nigeria. 1 million of that vote came from middle belt of Nigeria. Only 3 million of that vote came from northern Nigeria. So Atiku is being depleted, and Wike seems to be having the best time of his life. Listen to him.
On behalf of my colleagues, the integrity governors that are here, I stand here today to say thank you to the people, to the government and people of Benue State for receiving us and entertaining us. Benue is not just a food basket, but everything you can talk about in life, entertainment and all kinds of things. And I tell my brother Governor Ortom want to say, Governor Ortom, what we came here today to do is to give you solidarity, support for tomorrow's campaign. To tell the people of Benue, we are with Governor Ortom. There's nothing to hide about it. You may like us, you may hate us. It doesn't matter. We are with Governor Ortom. And you see, if you look at us here, the way we are, people have tried to see how they can break us. You cannot. We are bonded to save Nigeria. That's how we are bonded. I was talking with my brother, Greva Suswan. You know, we are not together. We are different groups. Greva Suswan. So you want me to tell you lies? No. Forget all the jokes here. We're not with him. Governor Suswan is different. We are different. So see, we are joking. They are drinking. He knows when we leave here, we go and plot, he will go and plot, but we will unplot them at the end of the day. So now we are winning them. He should join us. Because as they pay them, it is sweet us. And as it is sweet us, they pay them. Ortom said, I gave 25 vehicles. It's not correct. I want to disprove him. When we came out to run for presidency, we were prepared. We were prepared. We thought we were won. So we didn't want to do the way this one they are doing now. We were prepared. But since they denied us, we said all those vehicles, send it to those people that supported us. That's what we did. It's not as if I bought, no. Our team, these governors and other people we had, put themselves together and say, look, we cannot say we want to run for governor but for presidency. We must show we are serious. If you watch that day, we took over everywhere. Is it not correct? All those vehicles you are seeing that day was our vehicle. So we say, listen, what are we going to do with it? Will we give to taxi bus drivers? Send it to the states that give us enormous support. It's the only place you have life. These people, we have life. There are people dead. Nothing. Abamoro, I was in the same school with you. That's not true. We are council chairman. It was not true. You're a senator. I'm a governor. You don't give this people. Let one people not chop alone. That's why people say, Yendeba. No, be so? Don't chop alone. That's why when they sang here, agreement is what? Agreement. I told Suswan. I was pointing. Agreement is what? Agreement. Respect agreement. There will be peace. There will be unity. What we're asking for. Look, Nigerians are waiting for PDP. But show that you want us, all of us, to be involved. Inclusivity, like Ikpeazu will say, inclusivity, include everybody. Nobody is saying, we are not talking about presidential candidate, we are feeling that one, we have a presidential candidate, not be so. We have a vice presidential candidate, not be so. But that one that will go to them, will give them, so that everybody will move along. That's what we are saying. I don't know what my friend Abamoro is telling you. I don't know what Suswan is telling you. I don't know what the deputy governor, I don't know what the House of Reps are telling you. All I'm saying, you take, I take. Not so. You take, I take. So that there will be peace. Nothing more. If you say I shouldn't take, you take alone. Anything you see, you take it. Not so. So I thank all of you. I thank all of you for this honor you've done to all of us, the integrity governors. The governors who can come out and tell you black is black. Yes is a yes. We don't bend. We will tell you how it is. Leadership is risk. Leadership is about integrity. Listen, the people of Benue State, Ortom may not be popular today, but he has been able to tell you, this is me, this is Ortom, this is what I think for the people of Benue State. Would they like him? You don't like him, he has shown leadership. So, you see, that's why when you see all of us, we are impregnable. Nobody can divide us. They have tried everything in this world to divide us. Then that's here tonight. It's not for thieves. Do you understand me? It's for Nigerians. Agreement. If you cannot keep the agreement now, is it tomorrow you will keep? Keep to this one we said now. You are not in power. You can't keep the agreement. Is it when you're in power you keep the agreement?
What is the agreement? You take, I take. I'm so sorry that you had to listen to about 6 minutes of that, of pure nothingness. It's to expose the emptiness in some of these guys that people will tell you, I prefer Wike. Oh, Wike, if it was Wike. Oh, I preferred Fayemi. Oh, if it was a Tinubu and the. These are empty human beings. Clowns who are holding important public posts. And where did that lead everyone? Look at it. Look at Nigeria. Agreement is agreement. No shop alone. I remember when he lost the plot to be people destroying people's presidential candidate against Atiku. Now, what happened? They started moving those vehicles back to Rivers State. I remember very, very clearly that I shared a video. I said, Omo, look at all these, one second. I said, look at all these cars. What will happen to all of these vehicles that they purchased to be used for their campaign? But now that it's not going to be their candidates, now that it's going to have to now that they are taking the cars and the vehicles back to Rivers State, is it going to go and start a Rivers State transportation company? I remember the Ajiyajes, the born to suffer Nigerians who love their thieves differently anyway. I know some of you love Wike. No, Maiyegun, I don't like Nigerian politicians. But I like what Wike is doing. We know your type. I have said it. You love your criminals differently. Just own it. No, there's nothing to be. Nobody can shame the shameless. Are you with me? You love your thieves, your criminals, your political criminals. You love them differently. Are you with me? So you are in love with Wike. I love what Wike is doing. I don't like all Nigeria. Maiyegun, don't talk like that about Wike. Wike is fighting. Who are you trying to tell that to? Who are you saying that to? We know you love your oppressors, your criminal leaders differently. But look at them. For that 6 minutes, there's absolute nothing that could tell you that the gathering was indeed because of Nigeria, because of Nigerians, or even because of the people of Benue. They said he rented the vans. Maiyegun, they only put stickers on the buses. He didn't buy them. Maiyegun, he didn't buy the buses now. They do that all the time. I said, it is well. I was expecting them to say they are not new buses. They are Tokumbos. Are you with me? But they were defending him. They said they didn't buy it. Now, the same bus that you said he rented from garages in Rivers State, Abi Port Harcourt, Aba Abuja, the one is made and just give Ortom 25 vehicles. Something that as a government, or as a governor of a state, every penny that goes into that vehicle should be accounted for and say, okay, if now election donation money, campaign donation money, you can say, okay, now campaign money, but you know that immediately they become the executive of any state in Nigeria, the wallet, the state account, the only thing they won't do is to change the name of the account, but the account becomes their family account, where they make a withdrawal anytime and spend it as they want, just like you have seen. When the party was so good in Benue, there will always be time to party. All for Nigeria, just to help Nigeria. That's I don't know that culture. I actually wish this my guy is here watching, who is Tiffy himself. He's from Tiv in Benue. I don't know if he's watching, but I don't know about that's some cultural dance there that, to celebrate the union of the G5 that are going to bury Atiku's political dream. So you can imagine how therapeutic the dance was, as well as other stuff. So I don't know how culturally significant that that's how symbolic how symbolic it is. But somehow, if you are wondering, it is more cultural. If you are comfortable with anything faster, where Wike come from, or if Wike went with his own band, it would have been something like this. Like Wike stuff. You get what I mean? It would have been faster, or I don't think the events made provision for that, or for Wike's band to attend. It breaks out, so to say, by the way, to tell you that it be like, say, whatever shake you are seeing right now in Nigeria, as you are angling, moving, mobilizing, because you want to dethrone the owners of Nigeria and their power drunk, what have you. It seems that it is all tilting towards Kolu. That is if they ever owed any of your elections, so to say. Because you see, these guys, for their political survivor, they are now calling it a power consolidation, whatever other names they are giving to it, in the name of saving Nigeria. They are not saving Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. They want to save themselves and extend themselves, extend the comfort they are enjoying for another time at your own expense. You get what I mean? But whatever Zobo they sell to you, and whichever one of them you believe in, just remember, the day will come that they will just have to use you to dance like this. Just a quick break, by the way. Somebody said that, what's going on, Maiyegun, with Ilana Yoruba? Omo, a lot is going on. I don't think it's something out of control, okay? I don't want to speculate, or I don't want to help your speculation, okay? I'll tell you something. There's so much going on. Yeah, there's so much going on, okay? The deputy Ilana has resigned, but he's still a member of the Ilana, okay? Tifnumbu, that broke Afenifere into two. Somehow, seems that Ilana is a threat, and there are people who are ready to play balls, and you know what I mean. I said, when some of you know what is going on, or when most of the things going on behind the scene comes to light, so Wike, what do you think?
How many them there? Why we no go with them? How many them there? Why we no go with them? How many them there? Why we no go with them? How many them? How many them there? Why we no go with them? How many them there? Why we no go with them? How many them? Some people think say you dey do juju.
Is this a joke? They will never go free.
Them they born face so. Oh yeah, Dawood, them they born face for. Easy body, yeah. You're so wicked, they walk.
You know, as I'm watching on television now, they paint them. That is all. And they sweet when they see me appear like this, they paint them. And I promise them, I'm here to bury them.
I see they paint them, they sweet us. I see they paint us, they pay. When I say I see they paint them, they sweet us. I see they sweet us, they go they pay. I see they paint them, they sweet us. Face me and face you.
Every morning, every afternoon, every night, weekend, every day, weekend. Weekend is not important. Why are you worried? Weekend is not important. Why are you worried? Allow weekend to rest.
A big man, a big man, a big man, a big
man. Is a big man with money, a money bag. You know what I mean? And in Nigeria, they say, in everything, are you with me? In everything you do, just make sure say you have money. And talking about money, ladies and gentlemen, you have probably been in the know already about the crashing Naira. Yeah? Well, I was reading somewhere. Well, I actually was following an engagement or sort of a conversation between those of you. If you are watching me from Nigeria right now, normally, with the state of what they have done to Nigeria now, with the state that Nigeria is in right now, and Nigerians inside Nigeria, it would have actually make some sense. As you said, as they told you, they are offering to dig you out of the well they dumped you, right? So it will make so much sense if there is actually any of them speaking with clarity, with reliable data, and tell you what and how they're going to get you out of this sinkhole. So far, so good. if you listen to the Nigerian politicians talking right now, even though as you know, every day, things continue to get worse and worse and worse. When we say get worse and worse and worse, is real. And there are victims who probably have no words to describe what hits them, especially in the last 2 months. And most importantly, in the last 2 weeks. Are you with me? So I was following a conversation where people who are in the food industry in Nigeria. When I say food industry, I'm talking about, caterers who are like a caterers. I'm talking about, there is this, you don't call those ones caterers, you call them bakers. Those of you who are like bakers, those of you who are like pastry makers and bakers, bakers, pastry maker, bread and other stuff, right? Food generally. And these guys came up and one of them said, I don't think my business can survive this anymore. Listen, that person was kind of expressing how much this destroyed Naira has hit her business. And it's going to be a matter of probably weeks now. She's going to have to close up and fold up with nothing. She said every day, the ingredients that they have to use, right, in their businesses, or should I say in their business rather, that every day they are becoming unaffordable. For example, for those who are like bakers, this lady was talking about the price of a flour, the price of a sugar, the price of a this, the price of that, and how this era in Nigeria, within the next 8 weeks, before the end of this year, how many thousands, if not hundreds of, tens or if not hundreds of thousands of businesses, I'm talking about small businesses that would have to fold up. Why? Because they can no longer afford to meet up their clients' demands because of the crashing Naira in the market. For example, you got a bag of sugar, right? A bag of sugar of 5 kg that probably, I'm just making up this number now, okay? According to them, that was about 2,000 Naira. And suddenly, it is now 3,150 Naira. That is more than a 65% increase, right? And some of them, they started sharing their experiences and they were like, even the one I got for so 2 days ago, now it has increased by over 1,000, over 200, over 500. And in most cases, they have to like start calling their own clients and asking for more money. Imagine those who have booked ahead and then somebody has to say, well, I'm so sorry for that, your wedding cake. You might need to add some more money. That money that I charged you, I can no longer supply or meet up because even the money cannot procure half of the ingredient we need to get you that thing. Now, this is affecting, I'm talking about small pieces. You know, when we're growing up, politicians, criminal politicians in Nigeria, they have something they call empowerment. They can give poor people okada so that you can go and die, break your back and become useless on wherever you become. You know what I mean? Or they will give you wheelbarrow so that if you are a carrier, carrier, somebody will help other people to carry their load on their heads, right? They give you wheelbarrow. That's a help. They give you water truck. You see those who push trucks for water, merua, all those merua in Nigeria. So politicians will go and they will ask welders to build trucks, water trucks, and they will give them as empowerment to poor people. Others, they will say, skill acquisition program. You remember those days? They will teach you how to make soap. They will teach you how to make liquid and solid soap. They will teach you how to make shoes, how to make a cloth or dress, how to cook, bake, make cakes, make biscuits and other stuff, right? There are many people who actually went on to go and get these skills when Nigeria, some of them, because they couldn't get vocational skills, right? They call them vocational training centers. Politicians brought them, but there are other vocational training centers that are like a private. You can go there and train on anything. I don't know if they are still so much everywhere in Nigeria today, but when I was growing up, they were everywhere. Okay, so if you are a graduate and you are becoming you don't have job and you are becoming sort of a useless, you could be advised to go and get a skill from any of these skill acquisition vocational training centers, right? Some of them sponsored. Politicians will buy the forms for you during elections. They'll get you the form, the training. These are like substitutes for a failed system that said if you don't educate yourself, you are going to suffer. Now you educated yourself, went to school, you are still suffering. So go and get a skill, they say. There are millions of Nigerians who are surviving based on these skills that they acquired one time. And most of these skills, they acquired them outside the school, the school buildings. So some people are surviving on them, building and all. Making cakes. Some are actually raising their family through these, small businesses. But you see these small businesses, they have been dying since 2015. So many of you know that. It has gotten to a stage whereby, you see, when you go out to the canteen, food vendors, some of them, some of you probably can testify to this. There are some of these food vendors that you usually see around there, but they are no longer around. You know why? They can no longer afford to buy rice, to buy pepper, to buy everything and cook you that meal. And they will continue to reduce and reduce and reduce until you understand what the damages they have done to Naira is, the effect of the damages they have done to Naira actually means, right? So small businesses are dying and all these guys are not getting any help. And unfortunately, the person in charge of the Nigerian economy, the head of the Nigerian economic team, is no other person than Pastor Ruga, the Kene Shatabandu, that's fake Pastor Ruga, Bokwari's vice. Nobody is really mentioning him of late, yeah? Because it's like himself and Bokwari, they just can't wait to get out of this whole thing. They have completely abandoned you, abandoned Nigeria, abandoned their governance, everything. Every other thing they are doing right now is ceremonial. Now, that effect of that Naira on your economy, I thought it's not going to happen until December, but now I realize that by December, we'll likely just be counting the casualties, the victims of what they have done. So as you are planning to go and vote for them, as you are planning to go and mobilize for them, whatever you are trying to do in your small space there, okay, just remember this. It is a free one, oh. Just remember that these guys have not in any way told you how they are going to get you out of this mess. Now, if you make any of those decisions of keeping Nigeria for them, you are keeping it for the continuation of your sufferings. Something that you should be aware of if you are signing up. Like, say, if you are dotting the line, if you are signing for something, you should read the terms and conditions. I haven't seen any of them that has actually said, ow. Because if any of them want to be truthful to you, right, they will say, if we want to get out of this mess, we cannot solve Nigeria problem just by same way we created them. Okay, it was during this. It was democracy they gave to you in 1999. In 2015, they brought in APC. Democracy brought in APC. 7 years after that, they pick on themselves. Some are picking themselves up at the border, trying to escape. Others are picking themselves up at the morgue simply because of their lost loved ones. Everybody is screaming, crying in 7 years. So they are telling you democracy is what you still need to get to go and choose another handlers who are just going to extend your slavery. you're suffering. And everything you've complained of today, everything you've prayed against, you are indirectly encouraging them to continue, because the problem you are facing today were created because of your democracy, which is not democracy, by the way, right? Now, they are telling you to go and get PVC so that you can choose another criminals in order to solve the problems created. Get PVC to get other criminals who are going to solve the problem created by the last time you got PVC. And every time you got PVC that you renew the contract of these criminals, right? You will still need PVC to get them out of and get and give the mandate to another person. You are doing something again and again and again. And they told you, they're telling you you're going to get a different result. In my book, those who are doing that are actually suffering from the symptoms of insanity, madness. Most of the time, those who suffer from this don't even know. They argue, no, I'm not mad. We have to continue to do our best to make Nigeria work. That's madness. That's what your fathers did. You probably didn't know. Do you? Yeah, your fathers, your forefathers, those before you, your progenitors, your ancestors, they told themselves they were fighting to make Nigeria better so that you won't have to. Look at you. You are fighting to make Nigeria better. Your children are going to also, you're going to grow old. If you are lucky, going to grow old, tired, and weak. And you're full of regrets. You know, one of those regrets that many people are having today. In secret, too, for those who are not saying them in public, they're like, oh, more, how we wish they have allowed the Biafrans to go then. Win or lose or, sink or swim, right? Today, they would never have blamed anything or, in fact, call anybody's name for whatever or wherever they found themselves 50 years after they attempted to leave. Because why did they keep them? Why did you keep Biafrans? So that we can all suffer together and say, no, nobody they go anywhere. We'll see this shege together. Now, you can't keep doing that. And at the same time, keep telling yourselves that you are working, you are doing your best for the greater Nigeria. You are lying to yourselves. There's nothing you say today. There's no anger you show today. There's no displeasure you show today about Nigeria. There's no any amount of activism you are showing up today that people have not shown something stronger. Listen, there were people that on their own with their sponsor, they wanted to take over the government of Nigeria. Yes, that happened. That's how much they are frustrated. They were frustrated, right? So there's nothing you want to do. If you attempt to do that in the name of Nigeria, you are repeating the same mistake of your own ancestors. And in my own book, now mad people, they say they try same thing again and again and hope that they will get a different result. Now, we agree that a lot of us are mad in that Nigeria. 60 million of you are currently suffering from chronic mental problems. And they are still your car driver. They are still your taxi driver. They are still your nurses. They are still your doctors. They are still your pepper seller. They are still your accountant in the bank. They are still your cashier in that same bank. They are still the same people working as psychologists for you. Over 60 million mad people mixed up with everybody, but they are wearing clean clothes, but they are carrying a dirty, messed up, mentality. And in that case, let's see how messed up we are. So that is why it's easier for you to keep doing something again and again and hope you'll get a different result. There's something you haven't tried, and that something is that you can try it. You can choose not to, but at the same time, just remember, you cannot fool everybody all the time, okay? You can fool some people sometimes, or you can fool some people all the time, or you can fool all people sometimes, right? But you can never fool all the people all the time. Which means you can lie to the rest of the world. Even you can lie to yourself, but you will know you are lying to yourselves. And that's exactly what Nigeria has been. Something you haven't tried. Something they say you shouldn't try. Because if you try that, it will be in your interest, not in their own interest. Nigeria will continue to hemorrhage. Nigeria will continue to be depreciated. We continue to depreciate. Nigeria is going to continue to experience this because many of you are going to get used to it. Those before you, they got used to the Nigeria of their own time. This is Nigeria of your own time, okay? No matter how bad you think it is, when you continue to try to want to fix it by keeping it or, again, arguing that Nigeria will be great when you know that every action of the criminals in charge of Nigeria, all of their actions are not pointing towards a would-be great country. Every action of theirs is pointing towards a failed country and a country that is about to experience something that some of you have never experienced in your lives. Yes, you haven't. And that is why I said that you see what you are experiencing today in Nigeria. This is Nigeria of your own time. How you deal with it, how you handle it. If you're going to keep it for your children, fine. Maybe your parents did keep it for you. I mean, I am 38. My dad would have been probably 70, maybe 75 or 74, 75 if he was alive today. But sadly, he died about 5 years ago. But right. Which means he's not here to answer me and say, well, what did you do during your time? He probably just enjoyed himself. He was rich by that standard of that era. He was a young man who was rich, who had money, who had everything. He had women and all that. And it was what Nigeria was to them in that era, probably made somebody like him to say, I'll give birth to children who are going to come and see the shege when I'm no longer here. Your parents, I'm not going to say all of them, okay? Your parents, our parents, right? There's something they will say, you have to get used to it. They say, oh, instead of you rejecting it, why don't you just learn how to get used to it? So whatever you are witnessing today, this is your Nigeria of your time. If you do nothing and you continue to lie to yourself that you want to make it great when the criminals who are destroying Nigeria are hell-bent in ensuring that as crippled as they have made the giant of Africa, it will remain crippled. If you are not careful, they will actually make that same Nigeria deaf and dumb and complete invalid if they haven't done that already. But why would you want to probably just keep that for your children? I don't want my children to grow. I don't want my daughter to grow up and become a 40-year-old woman, right? Who will be sitting down here like me, telling her own generation that she is afraid. She doesn't want her own children to see what she's seeing because she will see the shege. If you compare the shege you are seeing right now in Nigeria, compare that shege with the shege your parents saw. Even your parents are feeling sorry for you. Have you noticed? Elderly people, I'm talking about reasonable ones. So I'm not talking about those ones who mortgage your future. I'm not talking about the criminals. So I'm talking about when you talk to reasonable elderly people, they actually feel sorry for us. This generation, they'll be like, we are so sorry for you. We don't see you having access, genuinely having access to property ladder. We don't see you having access to, the generational wealth, or let me say the wealth of your generation. We don't see you tapping into the opportunities that many of us saw when we were younger, during our own time. Even though they might say, we saw shege too. We didn't have smartphone. We didn't have Google. We didn't have electricity. But we had hope. We built. In our era, the hardship was something that we would never want our children to see. But look at the shege we are seeing today. You have Google, you have internet, you have this, you have that. But we are still the poverty capital of the world. Opportunity is still what? Non-existent, right? Over 21 million children out of school. Over 80 to 100 million people currently out of job. Over 128 million people living in poverty. I mean, how do you think the elderly who lived 40, 50, 60 years, who were younger? I'm talking to all of you, all of you here now, who are like our elderly people, Maiyegun's diary, Politico. You will agree with me that when you were younger, when you were in your 40s, when you were in your 30s, when you were in your 20s, the shege you probably saw then, cannot be compared to what we are seeing now. You had a chance that as an independent country, if you manage to get yourself into school, you'll get a scholarship, you'll get a proper education, a proper one that prepares you, right? Empowers you, right? And then there are opportunities even before you finish that school. Look at the young people today. Look at them today. 10 years, no job. This, you know what I mean? No support, no nothing. And they will say, don't wait for what your government will do for you. Go and look for what you can do for yourself. How do you do something for yourself? How do you create something from nothing? Because the opportunities are no longer there. The whole opportunity basket has been depleted, saturated with gluttons, opportunists who have filled the entire place with their proxies, and you are left with nothing. So I said this, and I'm saying it now, that even though I don't want Kofo Rola, my daughter, right? I don't want Kofo to become a 38-year-old woman, possibly married if she wants to get married, have kids if she chooses to have children, because we are getting to the world where, people will tell you, I don't want to bring children to this world. If any of my children comes and say, Daddy, I don't want to have any children. I don't want to bring them to this world. So I'll say, well, you know what? Follow your heart. Here you get. Nobody go say, Maiyegun no get picking when in their life. They go just say, some of them just no one get any children. Others will get. And they will still probably do that and keep the name. Whatever it is, just do what makes you happy. Because if I get choice, I for no bring all of you now. I thank God say I have an opportunity to actually help you, okay, to bridge the storm of what the world has become and what it will still become when they grow up. When we were younger in my life, I was dreaming to be an adult. I was so jealous of adults. No, don't do that. You are too small for that. Hey, all of you, go inside. You are too small. You are children. I was so eager to grow up. Now that I'm an adult with responsibilities, bills, life trouble, and those who wanted to probably one day use me as a testimony of never to be this outspoken like that. You know that Maiyegun, the guy no get anything again. If you see the guy, you go feel sorry for him. There are people who are waiting for that for me. Do you understand? Because I'm an adult. And I have to survive all of that. I have to make sure that I am not a failure because I'm an adult. I can't get away with anything. I have to do everything myself because I'm an adult. So you get what I'm trying to say? Now, I have realized that Omo, as they say in Yoruba, Onorun Omuorugan Inu ma hoti. So look at my children. I can be able to help them, all of them. I can help them to at least to get some, what do they call the shield? You go just, as the word they come, they punch them because God, the whole world will shake them too. The word shook me, shaped me, and gave me the sense of belonging to say, Omo, if I have to make my impact here, then I have to put my foot on ground. If it is what Nigeria wanted me to become, I will likely become nothing or an agent of oppression to others. Now, if I have to survive the whole storm, now I have to be the shield for my own children, something that I wasn't so lucky to get. I'm so grateful to my parents. They could do what they could do. But I wish they did more if they had the opportunity to do more. Now I'm going to do more for my children, right? But not all of us are going to have that same chance. But one day, I don't want a situation whereby my children will now, Kofo Rola, my daughter, will sit down and say, I am now a public commentator because our father, they couldn't make life simpler and save us from these terrorists who took over Nigeria. Just like some of you wish your parents fought. They did this fight for you. Do you get that now? So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if you keep Nigeria, you are not keeping Nigeria for yourself. You should know that. Because the criminals in charge are not keeping Nigeria for you. You know that. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't. But any shege where you are seeing right now, I'm talking to you now. Okay. You, especially you watching me from Lagos, or where are you watching from? Whatever shege you are seeing right now, I'm not saying you are not going to survive it. Oh, you are likely going to survive it, but not all of us go make them out of the shege. Some of us will go see the shege. We have been seeing the shege since them born us. Okay, we survive. They say one out of 5 children born in Nigeria are really surviving their 5th birthday. That is, if they born 20 children right now, are you with me? 20 children in Nigeria. Out of the 20, only about 4 or 5 of them will celebrate their 5th birthday. That's they will reach 5 years I'm not joking. No, mother's child mortality rate in Nigeria is a serious thing, but you don't really have any reliable data that could, even if you have the data, maybe every day they keep people for Borno or keep people for everywhere. They worry you. Seriously? Have you ever been worried that they are killing or kidnapping people? Well, good for you that you are worried. I'm talking about some of you who are like, you have grown so cold, no empathy, no nothing. Are you with me? So I am lucky to be one of those who survived out of the children they gave birth to in January 1984. That was when I was born. No be all of us were then born for January 1984 in Nigeria made it to our 10th birthday. No be all of us made it to our 20th birthday. Some of us will remain now. Now those will remain. However, in fact, hang on. Sorry, I just got something there. Give me one quick one. I'll come back and continue this, and we'll wrap it up tonight. Okay, don't go anywhere.
If you didn't there, you didn't there. Who is the brand in Hawaii? Who is the brand in Hawaii?
How many them there? Why we don't go with them? How many them there? Why we don't go with them? How many them there? Why we don't go with them? How many them? How many them there? Why we don't go with them? How many them there? Why we don't go with them? How many them?
I had to quickly reply something there, so I got that sorted. So like I was saying, I'm not saying you won't survive whatever shege you are going through right now in Nigeria. But not be all of you are going to survive. A lot of people are they drop by this roadside. Nigeria is happening to a lot of people silently. They are trying to keep it to themselves. Many of you are keeping it to yourselves. The shege Nigeria is showing you. But whatever shege you are seeing right now, look at me very well. Whatever shege you are seeing right now in Nigeria, keeping Nigeria together as these criminals have arranged it and as they have also scripted it, and you are playing along that line, keeping this Nigeria together. Any shege where you see right now, it go be child's play to the shege your children are going to see. By then you would have become older. In 27 years' time, Koforola, my daughter, will become 40 years old woman. And hi, dear Papa, in 27 years, if I am lucky to live that long ago, okay, in 27 years, I will become 66 years old. 66 years old. I would not have this kind of strength anymore. I probably have retired myself into enjoying my grandchildren, playing with my grandchildren in my own orchard. You know what I mean? My own small estate or a small fiefdom I will build for myself and my children and my grandchildren here in the UK, in Scotland, and a part of a Yoruba land in Ijebu. That will be my country home. That is my own short dream. But you know one thing? You see, this Nigeria is a threat to my second dream. My first dream is that by the time I turn 50, Koforola, my daughter, would have married, probably have some children, 1 or 2. Bola, my son, and every one of them like that. I don't want to give you everything anyway, okay? So I want to have a place where they can say, that guy, our Papa Maiyegun, is already planning his own retirement, which means I won't be there trying to warn you anymore. It would have been the battle of the generation that will succeed us when we can no longer do what we are doing right now. Are you with me? So whatever shege you are seeing now, you can pretend you didn't hear me before, okay? Any shege you are seeing in Nigeria now, if you do nothing to stop it, if you continue to encourage the continued existence of this frauduria that these criminals have depleted and they continue to destroy, just imagine what it's going to be like in another 20 years. And that is why sometimes it is sad when we see those we believe have also seen the light and are trying to share that same crusade, that same evangelism of, hey, if you love Nigeria and you love Nigerians, you as Nigerian and Nigerians as you are, yeah? If you love Nigeria, breaking up of Nigeria is not a bad thing. The process of even discussing it, to even start a conversation around it, can actually be the beginning, that you can say the healing process. But you see, these guys are adamant. They are feeding fat from the chaos. They are spreading the fear, the murder, the killing, the incarceration, the looting. Everything you see around today are all expected as, are all being done by the criminals you call your leaders. So they are not in any way by accident. None of them is happening by accident. They will tell you this one is enemy, that one is enemy. But they are the real enemy who has created this vast empire of bloodletting called Nigeria. So breaking up of Nigeria is not to break up your life. It's not to break up your marriage. It's not to break up your relationship with other people. It's not to break up your religion. It's not to break anything in you. It is to break you from the shackle hold that these hegemonists, these genocidists, these kleptomaniacs, these pickpockets, these atlas code empathyless criminals are benefiting from. If you break that chain of let everybody handle their own affair, as we were in 1957, from 1954, 1957 to 1963 until 1966, when they truncated everything. That gave us clarity. That gave us respect. It's called territorial respect, territorial integrity, territorial respect, boundary respect, and guess what? Traditional and cultural respect of one another. It was mutual. It wasn't this chaotic, and the growth was also competitive, not like today, where we have competitive hatred, competitive vileness, competitive, God, man, because that's what Nigeria represents. So the conversation around this is about the interest of the people. What really matters to you? I have said this many times, okay? The people are supposed to be the government. It is what the people want, or how the people want to be governed, that should be what you have in a book called Constitution. But in this case, you have no say in anything. We've got no say. It's just some set and selected few of opportunists. They call themselves a diplomat. They call themselves politicians, military. What's it called? The military industry. No, it's not industry. Oh, they have a name for them. Why did I forget that? Oh, military industrial complex. Is that it? Yeah. They are the power block, right? The politicians are the power brokers as well, right? And the elite are also power brokers who are like the part of the whole podu. None of them actually speaks for you. None of them. Nothing. Represents one Nigeria that says all of us actually came together to do this. You can live on so many lies they've told you. You can live on the lies you've told yourselves, okay? But the bottom line is this. The unpatriotic criminals who have done this to us, they are not stopping. They're not reducing or, they are not relaxing or slowing down. Now, you are not even making it difficult for them to continue to do this to you. So if you continue to defend them, if you continue to pray as they said you should pray, if you continue to hope that they will change their minds one day, or if you continue to hope that God will touch their hearts, well, let's go back to what I told you. Whatever you are seeing today, is going to be a child's play to what your own children are going to face. And then I wish you good luck for possibly buying your way or buying the way for your children too. But it's so unfortunate, like the mother-child mortality rate I gave earlier, right? Now only few of us could survive them. The rest of us, we have been seeing shege from birth. We will see shege when we grow up. We will see shege when we grow old. In fact, when we die, we will still see shege. And it all because of one Nigeria. Nobody say you hate Nigeria for asking that Nigeria should consider the breakup where everybody can go their separate ways. We'll still be neighbors. We'll still be husband and wife. So, me from Ijebu, I have a Scottish partner. I have an Ijebu partner as well, right? Now, Scottish partner, Ijebu man in Scotland. So, you, Biafran man or a Biafran woman who is now, what do you call it, married to a German, a Germany, or you who is an American who is now married to Hajia Zainab from Kano. You see all those, there's no difference. So everybody goes to their country. If you want to be acknowledged by marriage, you earn it. If you want to be acknowledged by naturalization, you will earn it. All of these are going to help build the lost unity that the criminals in Nigeria have not been able to indeed do in the last 60 years. Ladies and gentlemen, for 60 years. Look at us. Go and read comments. Go and see the reactions of everyone. This 2023 election has now become ethnic and tribal politics, which has always been, by the way. But now you have an ethnic and tribal coloration attached to your presidential candidates here and there. And now everybody is threatening, intimidating one another. Hey, we go kill you. We no go kill you. We go do this to you. We no go do that to you because you want to save Nigeria. Don't worry. Continue. I'll stop there for now, and I'm going to see you some other time. I actually wanted to take calls, but you see that interruption we suffered earlier. It is never to happen again, if you ask me. Okay, so I am going to continue this some other time. So if they ask you what is the way out, okay, tell them, let the criminals in Nigeria ask Nigerians. Okay, ask them, do you still want this Nigeria? And if you want this Nigeria, under what arrangement? That should be what you should be talking about right now, not an effort to revalidate your suffering certificates in the hands of your oppressors, who are never going to give up anyway, because it's so rewarding. Being a politician in Nigeria, or being part of the political office holders in Nigeria, or elite in Nigeria, is so rewarding. You can get away with anything. Tax evasion, corruption, and all manner of economic sabotage. But that would be impossible if the people are actually the owners of that power. And that power that your constitution should derive from anywhere should come from the people. That's not too much to ask. I know you will shut us down. You continue to try to shut us down. Say, shut up your mouth, and Nigeria will be great in our lifetime. Your papa said that too. Some of you no get sense. That is why you will never remember that your fathers, your parents, they also said, you go better, you go better, you go better. I was a baby, a young boy. When I don't hear you go better, you go better. Look at you, idiot. At your age, 27-year-old boy, 35-year-old woman, you are saying God told you Nigeria go better, Nigeria go better. Are you not dumb? Maybe not. Or maybe you don't know. Whatever it is, it go better is what your parents said. Now you have become parents. You are still telling yourself, Nigeria is going to be great. It's not by saying it. The criminals in Nigeria, the criminals directing your life and dictating your life, the criminals that ruined your economy and continue to ruin it, they don't wish Nigeria well. You are just the only sick person who don't know that you are mad, thinking that, telling yourself that Nigeria will be great, Nigeria will be better, all the enemy of Nigeria will die, is actually going to make Nigeria great. It's a sign of madness. And if you have anything at all to make a change, it is to what? Stop saying that to yourself. Unity in Nigeria, progress in Nigeria, development in Nigeria, and everything they've told you will bring about a different Nigeria. They will have to come from you. do you really want it? Under what terms and conditions? Now, they should derive their own rule from there. That's something they don't want to do. They should be able to ask you, do you want Nigeria or not? That is exactly what you should be doing, not trying to choose another set of criminals or renew the slavery certificate of your oppressors for another time, then turn around and say, hey, this people, anybody that doesn't want Nigeria to be great, God will put Denier Oponu. Even your criminal leaders know that if there is actually any real God that listens to you dumbos, it would have killed all of them long time ago. You will never have any of them to even defend anymore. You will have nobody to defend. If that same God that they have told you to shout on, that your sky daddy, that Nigerian God, the one that you always call to punish the enemy of your oppressors, you dumbos, if that a fake God exists, most of your criminal leaders will be dead by now. Because I know how many of you that pray, I know those of you who pray that God should kill those criminal leaders of PDP. Others are praying that every criminal leaders, all those people who have made your life a hell in APC, that God should destroy them. Or rather, now you, that your fake God has been destroying. They've destroyed your economy. They've destroyed the life of your youth. They have destroyed the life of the children. They have destroyed everything they've touched. And you are the victims of those. But where's your sky daddy? He doesn't give a damn about you, because he's more than just asking sky daddy to come and fight for you. When you are so full of hypocrisy, where you choose your oppressors the way you wanted them, and on the other hand, because the other oppressor that you don't like, you want that your sky daddy to destroy them, at the end of the day, you are the ones being destroyed. Have you not noticed? You have been the one who have to live through a terrible economy, joblessness, a trashy currency. You are the one who have to live through the trauma of terrorism. You are the ones who have to live through all of this. What does that tell you? It tells you that what you need is beyond just wishing. Enemy of Nigeria will die. You are dumb, and I'm not sorry to tell you. See, I'm not really sorry to tell you. You are dumb, and that's the reason why they will need you to continue to validate and revalidate your slavery license. I've told you, it's not popular telling you that if you love Nigeria, please break up Nigeria, please. And that is why we are saying, hey, come and break it now. You sit down in Scotland, you want Nigeria to have trouble. I have been dealing with mentally destroyed people like yourself many times on Maiyegun's Politico. Why do you think we call this platform a therapy platform for some of you some of you that Nigeria have destroyed your psyches? Nigeria have destroyed your thinking mentalities. Nigeria have destroyed your self-esteem. Nigeria has destroyed you. Many of you are just walking empty shell of yourselves. So on this platform, I do my best to rejig your memory, to see if there's something still left there living, not dead, in your head. And that's what I speak to every night. I speak to that thing in your head. I'm talking about all of you, the unboot slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the one Nigerianist dumbos. Why do you think I do this all the night? Because I'm hoping, I'm praying that all these messages will actually meet one of the living cells in your brains that will likely act and awake the rest of the dead cells in your brains. Because you do the same thing again and again and again, you expect a different result. You point fingers at those who are trying to revive you, to save you from the calamities you brought upon yourselves. And if you are the only ones who are going to die from the consequences of your madness and choices, we would have said maybe fear enough. But so many of you won't be the only person who suffer from this. Others who have never been part of this are also suffering from the consequences of. You sit down from abroad, you sit down in the UK, you want Nigeria. No. You are born in Nigeria already. Your criminal leaders are born in Nigeria already. It is not because we are speaking from the UK or we are speaking from abroad. That is why your naira is now a trashy toilet paper. It is not because we are speaking from the UK and then, talking about Nigeria. That is why you have your country is in debt. Not because we are speaking from outside Nigeria and raising alarm of what they are doing. That is why, right, more of you have been killed by terrorists, or more of you have been kidnapped by terrorists. And then the terrorism industry in Nigeria is booming. Not because we are speaking. In fact, because we are speaking is the reason why some of you even understand that the reason why your life is miserable, the reason why you have been in hell in Nigeria, it's not because of the village people. It's not because of your grandma. It's not because of your papa's second wife or your mama's first wife. It's not because of somebody who is a witch on your street. It is because you have been choosing unfortunateness upon your lives. You have been choosing everything that will make you unfortunate all your lives, and you didn't know. That is why we continue to remind you. I am just your therapist. Okay, I am not your problem. I'm not the reasons why your life is miserable. I'm not the reasons why you are living in poverty. I'm not the reasons why your criminal politicians are getting away with their crimes. I'm not the reason. I am the reasons why you are even thinking that could they actually be the problem of my life? Yes, they are. So if you want it better, if you want it different, you can't have it in Nigeria. You can't have it by doing the same thing again and again. And you can't have it by blaming people for the choices you make. Are you with me? So until something shifts, until something changes, we will never stop talking, and we will never stop pointing this out. And guess what? Something is going to change. So we urge those who, I've told you before, I said Maiyegun's diary Politico is is a political, is a politics diary. No, don't mix it up. It is the diary for all political happenings, the consequences of all the political happenings in Nigeria, and how much of that is contributing to whatever we are witnessing today as a people. And how can we get out of that? The only way we can get out of that is to make sure that people know why they are going through what they are going through. And if they want out of that, what they are going through, they can't do same thing. They can't keep doing same thing again and again, and then, expect a different result. And that's why I give my support to everybody who has risen, who have, stood up against this rigged system. Maiyegun's diary Politico keeps all the record of the happenings. And then as a teacher, try my best to make sure that those who know the truth never go back to the lies. And if the number keep rising, if the number is right, there is going to be what you can say a collaborative revolution, something that they said is going to be revolution of the mind. Oh, revolution of the mind, revolution of the mind. That's what I'm doing. And you can only revolutionize a mind that is informed. And that's why we have the diary. And I said, when you see those who said they were revolution now, I say, yeah, revolution now. When our people rose and said that, we need to break up, they agree with Maiyegun, we need to go our separate ways. We have the Biafrans, we have the Yoruba nation, we have the Middle Beltons, called the Kwara Republic. That's the people of the Middle Belt. Then you have the Ijaw nation as well. I said, everybody, you are all what you say you are because of the injustice that Nigeria is built on. Nigeria is built upon injustice, the blood of others, the blood of the innocent, and the rest of that. So if you are asking for Biafra, asking for Yoruba nation, asking for Kwara nation, asking for Ijaw nation, asking for Arewa nation, asking for revolution now, whatever you're asking for means that you are opposing the current status quo, then you're my friend. Maiyegun is not an agitator. Maiyegun is not a leader of a Yoruba nation and whatever you. Maiyegun is not a Biafra nation agitator. Maiyegun is a master class of his own, where all those who have one stone or the other to grind with Nigeria, everyone who has come to terms that we can't really make it out of this dungeon, this contraption, if we continue to keep it alive. Everyone who has one thing or the other against this same system, they found solace in the temple of truth. Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun general. I am just so fortunate to be a Yoruba man who come from the nation of great men and women.
people of history, people who have we actually have our own religion. I'm a Yoruba man. And immediately when I get to see that more and more people are agreeing that we'll do better on our own. Yes, we'll do better on our own. What do you want me to do? Than to use my own platform to give them also support. But that never changed what Maiyegun stands for. Justice. Maiyegun will speak against injustice. It doesn't matter whose ox is God. It doesn't matter who is the victim. Biafrans, Yorubas, Ijos, Shiite, Muslims, Christians, Babalawos, Mamalao. It doesn't matter. The system called Nigerian system is rigged against all of us. And if we must have it better, we must break it up to save our lives. Right? So when we started seeing others that are like putting up the old face, like, yeah, Biafra now, IPOB now, Yoruba Nation now. I was like, yeah, I'm a Yoruba man. Welcome to my temple, the temple where you are comfortable and you can speak about this and learn about it. And I did contribute a lot towards that. But you know what I found out? There are so many clowns. There are so many mentally deranged people. There are so many opportunists. There are so many infiltrators, opportunists who have seen a chance to also use this Biafra nation, Yoruba nation as a means of their own survivor hustling. And it is so sad though, because you know what? There are millions of people who genuinely are looking forward to a day they will have the chance, right, of choosing, of making a choice that if they want to be part of Nigeria or they don't want to be part of Nigeria. People will tell you, a lot of people, when they are asked, if they are asked to choose, they won't choose Nigeria. One thing that the Nigerian opportunists have been banking on, that the reason why they say they will never allow any of us to choose and decide that. But because of Yoruba nation, because of Biafra Republic, you now have a different number of mad people who are now projecting, who are now prophesying, who are now commanding, who are now making all kind of wild utterances. And it beats so much imagination to see some of you actually listening to them. Very sad, right? But that's not what we want to talk about tonight, okay? I just thought I should touch that. The news that came to us, I told you. When some people came out and they said they are going to give you Yoruba Nation by December, I heard that they have changed the dates now. They won't give you Yoruba Nation in December anymore, okay? They are now waiting for the command of God. So everybody should pray and praise and worship because Yoruba Nation has come. A date has been given. And all those manner of distraction and nonsense going about, okay? But the bottom line is this. Before December, there are so many things that are going to come to light. I'm saying this to some of you who are like the real, genuine Yoruba, sons and daughters who indeed are waiting for the right time, right, to get out of this Nigeria. They've told you many lies. They have misled you many times. Some of you have become even angrier if somebody tells you this is not true. No, that's not true. You become angrier. You become agitated. You become so like, hey, well, our leaders said, who is your leader? Who are your leaders? So the news came and they said that Baba Adeniran has resigned his deputy Ilana membership. A week ago, somebody told me that initially they were looking into a possibility of, getting Professor Akintoye to sack Baba Adeniran because of some, should I say, policy disagreement or something. But there's no policy disagreement, okay? It is just about some of the things that Tinubu has been pushing for a while. Are you with me? So it's now coming home. So I will tell you this, and I've said this many times. I said, number one, if you are following Maiyegun, please, you are advised to manage your expectation. I don't give command. I don't give what have you. And I'm not here to tell you that I'm going to give you Yoruba Nation. Okay? So, between now and December, I think the whole bubble is going to burst. That's if it takes that long. Okay? A lot of things has gone on in the last 6 months. And it seems that a lot of people are going to dance naked on this issue of Biafra and this issue of Yoruba Nation. Okay? Though they would like you continue to patch it for those who are actually like milking it, right? But I thought it won't take that long, but it seems to be happening so fast. December is still long. I can tell you this. The next couple of days, you're going to see so much drama that are going to break your heart. You're going to hear some certain things that are going to make you feel like, oh my God. So did they lie to us? Were they playing us? Was this kind of group of people who have took advantage of what you genuinely want? And at the end of the day, they can no longer continue the scheme, the scam, and the rest of that anymore. A lot is going to play out. Like I said, I wish I could start giving you names now, but it is not what we wanted to talk about tonight, okay? So, but pay attention very well. Pay a very, very clear and close attention very well to these characters, all right? A lot is going to be unraveled. So, I was going to take calls, but my time and the interruption we suffered earlier won't let me do most of that, okay? So, I'm going to see you some other time, maybe tomorrow evening again. So, until then, please stay safe and stay away from all of this water and the violence of these people who want to save Nigeria. I would say stay away as much as you can until I see you next time. So good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí jíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.